Hey everyone, welcome to the Bold and the Beautiful. I'm Alma, and I'm so excited to have you here. If you love Bold and Beautiful update, then you're in the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Alright, let's dive right in. In the glittering underbelly of Los Angeles, where the skyline pierced the twilight like 1,000 diamond pins, the Forrester Creations showroom buzzed with the electric hum of anticipation. Hope Logan stood before a full-length mirror, her reflection a cascade of silk and shadow, the emerald gown clinging to her like a lover's whispered promise. Her hands trembled slightly as she adjusted the delicate strap, her mind a whirlwind of fabric swatches and fractured hearts. "You look incredible," Steffy Forrester said from across the room, her voice laced with that rare sisterly warmth that had only recently thawed after months of icy boardroom battles. Hope turned, forcing a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. "Thanks, Steffy. I want this to work. Hope for the future isn't just a line. It's me, fighting back." Steffy nodded, stepping closer, her heels clicking like metronomes on the marble floor. "It will. You've poured your soul into it. And after what Deke pulled with that portfolio sneak, the edge is there. The show's going to be legendary." Hope's laugh was soft, tinged with nerves. Legendary or a disaster. Either way, no turning back now. Outside, the paparazzi swarmed like locusts, their flashes illuminating the red carpet that snaked toward the venue, but inside, Hope felt the weight of eyes that mattered more. Liam's, somewhere in the crowd, watching, waiting, his presence a gravitational pull she couldn't escape. Across town, in the Spencer mansion that overlooked the ocean's restless waves, Liam Spencer paced the sun-drenched living room, a velvet box burning a hole in his jacket pocket. Beth, his daughter, twirled in her frilly dress, her giggles a balm against the storm raging in his chest. "Daddy, are you nervous about the show?" she asked, her wide eyes mirroring his own shade of blue. Liam scooped her up, burying his face in her curls that smelled of strawberries and innocence. "A little kiddo, but mostly excited. Mommy's going to shine tonight." Beth beamed, hugging him tight. "And then you'll dance with her? Like in the stories?" Liam's throat tightened. The daddy-daughter dance they'd shared just days ago had been a revelation, Hope slipping in unannounced, her hand in his under the chandelier's glow, the world fading to just the three of them. "Maybe more than dance, Beth. Maybe forever." He set her down as Wyatt burst through the door, his brother's grin masking the worry lines etched deeper since Liam's health scare. "Bro, you sure about this?" Popping the question in front of half of LA? That's bold, even for a Spencer. Liam shot him a look, half grateful, half exasperated. When have I ever done anything halfway with Hope? She's it, Wyatt. Always has been. Carter? That was a rebound, a safety net. But tonight I make it real. Wyatt clapped his shoulder, the box in Liam's pocket a ticking bomb of hope. "Just don't trip over the runway. Or Steffy's ego." The grand hall of the Beverly Wilshire transformed into a dreamscape of opulence, chandeliers dripping like molten gold, the air thick with the scent of tuberose and ambition. Rich Forrester, ever the patriarch in his tailored tuxedo, surveyed the scene from the wings, his arm around Brooke, whose silver gown shimmered like starlight on water. "This is Hope's night," he murmured, his voice a rumble of pride laced with caution. "But I see Liam out there, Brooke. Eyes like a hawk. You think she'll say yes if he asks?" Brooke's lips curved, her hand squeezing his. Hope's heart never left him, Ridge. Carter's a good man, but he's not Liam. Not the father of her children. Not the one who sees her scars and calls them beautiful. Ridge sighed, glancing at Eric, who sat front row, his cane a silent sentinel beside him. "Family's complicated. But tonight, let's let the dresses do the talking." On stage, the lights dimmed, a hush falling like velvet curtains, and Zend Forrester Dominguez took the mic, his voice smooth as aged whiskey. "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the resurrection of hope for the future, a line born from resilience, edged with rebellion, courtesy of our secret weapon, Deke Sharp." The crowd murmured, flashes erupting as the first model glided out, her ensemble a fusion of Logan's ethereal grace and Sharp's urban bite, flowing chiffon slashed with leather accents, evoking a woman who could conquer boardrooms and bedrooms alike. Hope watched from the shadows, her pulse syncing with the bass thrum of the soundtrack, a haunting remix of Lana Del Rey that wrapped the room in nostalgia. "It's perfect," she whispered to Deke, who stood beside her, his boyish charm undercut by the guilt flickering in his eyes, the portfolio he'd slipped in, the designs he'd borrowed, to inject that fresh perspective. "You did this," she added, turning to him with genuine gratitude. Deke shrugged, his hand brushing hers a beat too long. "Nah, you did. I just added some spice." Hope's smile faltered as she caught sight of Carter in the audience, his lawyerly poise cracking under the strain of her recent distance. He'd proposed on a whim, a courthouse quickie to seal their fragile bond, but she balked, citing the dance with Liam and Beth, the way her daughter's laughter had cracked open the vault of old loves. "Hope." Deke's voice pulled her back. "You're up soon. The Showstopper, your gown. Knock 'em dead." She nodded, steeling herself, but her gaze drifted to Liam, seated with Bill Spencer, whose media mogul glare scanned for scandals. Liam met her eyes across the sea of faces, his nod a silent vow, and in that moment, Hope felt the fabric of her life unraveling, threads of doubt weaving into determination. As the show progressed, models became visions of empowerment striding the runway, a crimson power suit that screamed boardroom dominance, its lapels embroidered with tiny Hope diamonds, a midnight blue evening where peace that pooled like liquid night, symbolizing the depths Hope had plumbed in her separations from Liam. The audience leaned forward, whispers turning to applause, Steffy exchanging triumphant glances with Rich. "See? I was wrong to doubt her," Steffy admitted to Finn, who squeezed her hand, his doctor's empathy softening the edges of her competitiveness. "Hope's got fire. Reminds me of you." But backstage, tension simmered. Daphne Rose hovered near Carter, her perfumer's elegance a subtle challenge, her eyes pleading for the man who'd once promised her eternity before Hope's whirlwind pulled him away. "Carter, you deserve more than waiting in the wings," she murmured as he passed, her voice a silken thread. Carter paused, his jaw tightening. "Daphne, not now. Hope's line is back because of us. Me, you, the team. That's what matters." Yet his words rang hollow, even to him, as memories of Hope's hesitant yes to his proposal clashed with the photos Wyatt had shown him. Hope, laughing in Liam's arms at the dance, her walls crumbling like cheap chiffon. The penultimate piece drew gasps, a bridal-inspired gown of ivory lace and gunmetal tulle, fierce yet fragile, mirroring Hope's own heart. Then, the lights shifted to a spotlight of pearlescent glow, and Hope emerged, the Showstopper incarnate. The gown was her masterpiece, a cascade of iridescent scales that shifted from sapphire to silver with every step, a mermaid's armor forged in Forresters' ateliers, the neckline plunging like a dare, the train sweeping behind her like a comet's tail. She moved with the grace of someone reborn, hips swaying to the crescendo of the music, her eyes locking on the crowd, but really, only one face, Liam's, rising slowly from his seat, the box in his hand glinting under the strobes. The applause thundered as she reached the runway's end, striking a pose that commanded silence, her arms outstretched as if embracing the future. Deke joined her then, as planned, his arm linking hers for the designer walk-off, but Hope's mind was elsewhere, replaying Brooke's words from that afternoon. "Follow your heart, darling. It's led you back to him before." As they turned for the final bow, the crowd on its feet, Hope felt the first tear trace her cheek, not of sorrow, but of release. Backstage erupted in chaos and cheers, models hugging, champagne corks popping like gunfire. Ridge enveloped Hope in a bear hug, his cologne of sandalwood and success enveloping her. "Proud doesn't cover it, kid. You saved your line tonight." Eric wheeled closer, his frail hand clasping hers. "It's more than fashion, Hope. It's legacy." But as the well-wishers swirled, Hope slipped away, drawn like a moth to the terrace where the city lights twinkled like conspirators. Liam was there, leaning against the balustrade, the ocean breeze ruffling his hair, the velvet box now open in his palm, a ring catching the moonlight, a solitaire diamond flanked by sapphires, echoing the gown she still wore. "Hope," he said, his voice rough with emotion, stepping forward as if afraid she'd vanish. "You were breathtaking. Not just the dress, the you in it. The fire, the fight. You've always been my showstopper." Hope's breath hitched, her hands clasping the railing to steady the quake in her knees. "Liam, what are you doing out here? The party's inside." He smiled, that lopsided grin that had undone her a dozen times. "The party's wherever you are. And I can't wait anymore. We've lost too much time. To Steffy, to Thomas, to my own damn fears. Beth needs us whole. I need us whole." She glanced back toward the doors, where Carter's silhouette loomed in conversation with Brooke, his eyes searching for her amid the revelry. "Carter, he fought for me, for the line. He proposed because he believes in us." Liam's gaze softened, no jealousy, only understanding. "I know. And he's a better man than I deserve as a rival. But Hope, this isn't about him or me. It's about the nights we lay awake wondering if we'd ever get here again. The proposal at the cabin, the elopement that crashed and burned, those were us, raw and real. Let me make it right. Publicly, so the world knows I'm all in. Marry me, Hope. Again. For keeps." He dropped to one knee then, the ring extended like an olive branch from the gods of second chances, the terrace suddenly feeling like the entire universe held its breath. Hope's hand flew to her mouth, tears spilling freely now, the gown's scales shimmering as if applauding. From inside, faint strains of music drifted out, a violinist playing something achingly romantic, and she could almost hear Beth's voice in her head. "Say yes, Mommy. Make the story happy." But drama, as it does in the world of the bold and beautiful, refused to yield to fairy tales so easily. The terrace doors burst open, and there stood Carter, his face a mask of controlled devastation, Daphne at his elbow like a shadow of what might have been. "Hope." His voice cracked the night air, drawing heads from the party within. Ridge and Brooke appeared behind him, sensing the storm, while Steffi hovered at the edge, her phone already buzzing with incoming texts. Paparazzi had caught the kneel from afar, flashes popping like distant fireworks. Hope straightened, torn between the man on his knee and the one who'd built her dreams brick by couture brick. "Carter, this isn't how I wanted." He held up a hand, his lawyer's composure fraying at the edges. "Save it. I saw the way you looked at him during the show. Like he hung the moon. I thought, after the dance, after I stood by you, that maybe—" Daphne touched his arm gently. "Carter, let's go. She's made her choice." But Carter shook her off, stepping closer, eyes locked on Hope. "Is it yes? To him? After everything?" Liam rose slowly, ring still poised, his free hand reaching for Hope's. "Carter, man, this isn't about hurting you. It's about family. Our family." The words hung heavy, and for a moment, the four of them stood in a tableau of tangled loyalties, Hope in her triumphant gown, Liam earnest and exposed, Carter noble in defeat, Daphne a quiet witness to the wreckage. Brooke interjected, her voice the voice of maternal steel. "Carter, sweetheart, give her space. Love isn't a contract you litigate." Ridge nodded, pulling Brooke back gently. "Let them sort it. We've all got scars from this game." Inside, the partygoers whispered, phones aloft, capturing the spectacle for tomorrow's headlines. Logan's runway romance, proposal or heartbreak. Hope's mind raced. Flashes of her wedding to Liam in the Italian villa, the annulment that gutted her, the nights with Carter in his sleek apartment, safe but sterile. "I love you both," she whispered, the admission a dam breaking. "But Liam, you're my chaos, my home." "Yes. God, yes." The terrace exploded into motion, Liam sliding the ring onto her finger, their kiss a collision of relief and reignited passion, the crowd inside spilling out to cheer, glasses clinking in impromptu toasts. Carter turned away, Daphne guiding him into the night, her hand firm on his elbow. You'll find your epic moment, Carter. With someone who sees you first. He managed a bitter smile. Maybe. Or maybe I'm done with showstoppers. As confetti rained from hidden dispensers, Steffi's touch of drama. The newly engaged couple pulled Beth from the throng. The little girl's squeal piercing the din. Mommy said yes. We're a family. Hope knelt, gown pooling around her, hugging her daughter close. Forever, baby. Epic forever. Liam wrapped them both in his arms, whispering against Hope's ear. That was our showstopper. Now, the real runway starts. Yet, in the afterglow, shadows lingered. Deke cornered Hope amid the congratulations, his face pale. About the portfolio? I didn't mean to deceive. I just wanted to help. Hope's eyes narrowed, the edge of betrayal sharp as a seam ripper. Help or steal my thunder. We talk tomorrow, Deke. No more secrets. He nodded, slinking away as Sheila Carter Sharp watched from the fringes, her red lips curling in calculation. Another Forrester fracture to exploit, perhaps for Deacon's sake, or her own twisted redemption. Bill Spencer pulled Liam aside, his gruff voice low. Proud of you, son. But watch your back. Spencers don't get happy endings without a fight. Liam clapped his father's shoulder, the ring on Hope's hand a beacon. This time, Dad, we win the war. Hours later, as the venue emptied into the dawn, Hope and Liam drove the winding roads to the cabin where it all began, their first wedding, whispered vows under starlit pines. Beth dozed in the back, a teddy bear clutched tight. Think they'll hate us for the drama? Hope asked, her head on his shoulder. Liam chuckled, fingers tracing the ring. Hate us? Nah. They'll talk about it for years. The proposal that stopped the show. She lifted her hand, admiring the sapphires. It was perfect. Terrifying, but perfect. He kissed her knuckles. Like us. The cabin loomed, a sanctuary of wood and memory, and as they carried Beth inside, tucking her under quilts sewn by Brooke's own hands, Hope felt the weight lift. No more torn hearts, no more what-ifs. Just them, bold and unbreaking. But soaps, as eternal as the tides, bruise storms in calm seas. The next morning, over coffee brewed strong as Ridge's convictions, Hope's phone buzzed with a text from Carter. Congratulations. You deserve the epic. I'll handle the line's legal, clean break. Tears pricked her eyes, and she showed Liam. He didn't have to. Liam pulled her close. He did because he's class. Now let's make this official. Courthouse? Or something bigger? Hope grinned, mischief sparking. Big. With a runway. Your mom would approve. Laughter echoed, but outside, Deke paced the driveway, portfolio in hand, ready to confess the full extent of his con. The designs lifted not just for edge, but to mask his own failing career. Hope, wait, he called as she stepped out. Liam tensed, protective. Easy, sharp. Spill it. Deke exhaled. It was me. The anonymous submissions. I needed the gig, but it worked, right? Your showstopper shone. Hope's anger softened to understanding. It did. But trust is the real fabric. You're in, Deke. As long as it's honest from here. He grinned, relief flooding. Deal. Partners? Word spread like wildfire through the Forrester dynasty. Lunch at Brooke's, where Katie Logan smirked over salads. A public proposal? Classic Spencer showmanship. Hope, you slayed that gown. Hope blushed, fork midway to mouth. Thanks, Aunt Katie. It felt right. Ridge raised his glass. To new beginnings. And no more elopements without notice. Laughter rippled, but Taylor Hayes, seated quietly, caught Brooke's eye, a silent truce in their eternal rivalry, both mothers knowing the fragility of love's weave. Later, in the garden, Steffy pulled Hope aside. I was wrong about you. About the line. And Liam, he deserves this. Hope hugged her. We all do. Truce. Steffy nodded. Truce. Now let's design your wedding gown. Something to eclipse the showstopper. Weeks blurred into a montage of fittings and family feuds smoothed over champagne brunches. Liam threw himself into planning, enlisting Wyatt for bachelor antics that ended in heartfelt toasts rather than regrets. To the brother who never quits, Wyatt said, clinking bottles on the yacht. Hope's lucky, but if you screw it up.
Liam laughed.
Noted. But this time, I'm the one who got lucky. Hope, meanwhile, navigated Carter's graceful exit, their final meeting in his office a poignant coda. I pushed too hard, he admitted, signing over-the-lines contracts. But seeing you last night, you glowed. Him. Hope touched his hand. You gave me strength when I had none. Friends. Carter's smile was genuine. Always. Go be epic. Daphne waited outside, their reconciliation a subplot blooming in the margins, perfumes mingling with legal briefs, a love unhurried. The wedding day dawned crisp, the Forrester rooftop venue transformed into a garden of whites and blues, arches of sapphire orchids nodding in the breeze. Hope's gown, a Steffy masterpiece, flowed like the gown from the show but softer, vows embroidered in hidden threads, bold hearts, beautiful forever. Beth scattered petals, her dress a mini version of Hope's, while Finn officiated, his steady voice grounding the whimsy. Liam, do you take this woman through every plot twist? Laughter bubbled. Liam's eyes locked on Hope. I do. Every twist, every turn. Hope's I do was a whisper that carried, sealing them anew. As they kissed, the city sprawled below, a canvas for their story, unfinished, unending. Yet, in true bold fashion, the after-party hummed with hints of havoc. Sheila lurked in the shadows, whispering to Deacon over stolen glances at Taylor. They think it's over? Darling, the beautiful never fade. They just get bolder. Deacon chuckled, pulling her close. Let them have their moment. We've got our own drama brewing. Hope, oblivious, danced with Liam under string lights, Beth between them. This is the epic, she murmured. He spun her. And just the beginning. The night deepened, promises etched in starlight, hearts mended in the fire of forgiveness. In Los Angeles, where love is as volatile as Vogue, the bold endure, their beautiful tales spinning eternally on.